What up, people? Welcome to the Push Up All Black Show. I'm your host, Christian. Hey, this was fun. I did a reaction show with my homie Kingsley about Game 5, and we just shot the breeze for about 40 minutes after the game. He was trying to call me like after Kevin Durant got hurt or re-injured his calf, which now, as of this morning, because I'm doing the intro today, is a Achilles injury, which he tore his Achilles, and I think he tore his Achilles the first injury, but they didn't want to say nothing. But anyway, he wanted to call me like in when that first happened to gloat, I guess, about Toronto winning. And I was like, wait, before you do that, let me get you after the game, because it ain't over yet, because I think Golden State was up by 8 or 9. So we watched the game, and then I hit him up, and we talked for about 40 minutes about the game. So anyway, here's that conversation, and I'm probably going to have him on the next couple of games, depending on the outcome, because this was actually cool. But anyway, I will see you guys Thursday, and all right, go.
Okay. Well, first of all, I gotta say hats off to both teams, but that was really that was Toronto's game right there to lose. I mean, they basically had it. It just came down to luck right there.
That wasn't luck. That was defense. That was defense.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They could have took a better shot though. That was good defense.
Right. It was defense.
All they really had to do was just go inside. They shouldn't have took that. They shouldn't have took that shot. That's a bad shot. I would have just gone for the hole. That's all.
Bro, that was open. That shot was open. Like that shot was open.
Because you was kind of off. So I mean, you didn't have a good shot at it, because I could see you was kind of falling back, and it didn't look clear to me right there. I would have took that shot.
Okay, but over the shots that you had, I understand why they took that shot, because if you rely on the refs to give you a call and you don't hit that, then you don't get a call. I would rather go for an open shot, falling or not. He wasn't falling into the bleachers.
Yeah, he was falling back.
No, he wasn't, bro. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't falling. His feet wasn't set, but he wasn't falling back.
It looked falling back from where I was.
That's because his feet wasn't set. His feet wasn't set. But he wasn't falling backwards. That wasn't a fade away. That was.
Now Omar wants the call. He turned his phone off. Whatever. Now he wants the call. I didn't know answer the phone. He turned his phone off.
Look.
He turned his phone off the whole entire game. He didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, because you was celebrating. I told you don't celebrate early. What'd I say? Don't celebrate early.
Dude, it was better, but Toronto had it though. If they would have got a better shot, they would have won it. Because when that DeMarcus foul that he did, that was a dumb foul. And then Draymond Green set me.
Yeah, that moving screen was dumb. And then if you're Draymond Green, you gotta know what you're doing as far as handling the ball. You know better. Yeah. But I mean, Toronto.
He could have won the game.
Toronto to there, but on the real, you don't go up once you get the lead. They Golden State goes on a 9-0 run in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
If you got the champs on the ropes, there were things that you could have did to make sure. There were things that you could have did to make sure that they don't come back. Because you had them by 6, and then they go on a 9-0 run to get the lead back.
9-0 run, you didn't take everybody off that 3-point line. They should have taken everybody off that 3-point line. But I saw them like they were when Clay was on it and when Steph was on it. I didn't see nobody around them chasing off that line. I would have chased their ass quick off that line. But the actual thing they were giving them space. I would have given him no space, no air. Just like they did in the other game. I would no space, no air, not even a chance. I've seen 2-3 guys and both of them frustrate the shit out of him. Because once KD was down, that was it. The writing was on the wall. And, I mean, Toronto was playing with composure. They were good. It was just that little, silly mistakes right there at the very.
I mean, hats out to Toronto for first of all because they kept it was almost like the Oakland game where Toronto kept getting like enough to score the game that Toronto stole out of Oakland where it was like well no it was one in particular where it was a lead and then every time it seemed like Golden State was going to take the game or take the lead, Toronto shot a 3 or that was the game where they shot like 17 where everybody shot 17 threes and it seemed like to me that the same thing was happening tonight because it seemed like whenever Toronto got close, Golden State shot a 3 or got a basket or something happened. And then I was like when they got this they
took the lead, so it wasn't just getting close. They took the lead like twice.
But no, that's what I'm saying. No, they took the lead once. They got it back and they took the lead once and they took
it and then I think they took it. Oh yeah, they took it once and then they just built on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when they got to 6, I was like, oh, I'm gonna hear it as soon as the game is over. Because I'm thinking all they gotta do is keep that lead and the game is over and we not going to Oakland. But yeah, man, like you let Golden State come back. Like Kawhi Leonard was snapping off in the 4th and everything was cool. And them 2 3-pointers to get them the lead. I was like, oh, here we go. I knew I was ready to hear some nonsense from you. Because I know you was going to be all happy and up.
You could tell that it was going to be open. They were just those little, they should have been a little bit tighter with it, and not have them, because Larry, had that, he threw the ball away, looks like there, when he would have held on to it a little bit. Was it him that threw it it was a 24-second violation? Was it Larry that threw the ball away somewhere? I saw him throw the ball and it went in the back to it. If they would have been a little bit tighter with that, and then got a little because Van Vliet was right there.
Yeah, he was.
Van Vliet was there, so I think Van Vliet should have took that shot. It looked like he had a better sight of it than going off to the side and giving it to Larry.
I see why they did it. I do agree with you that the shot wasn't perfect because Larry wasn't set. He wasn't falling, but it was like how you catch and shoot and the ball you ain't set when you take the shot. It's like you catch it and then your feet are still moving. It seemed like it was that, but the look was good. It was just the shot wasn't perfect.
Right. Yeah, it was perfect. That's all it was. Moved over just a little bit. What's this little recording thing on? Yeah, I think it'll moved over just a little bit more. I think that would have helped. Why is that on? Yeah, so that's what that was. But I mean, it was a good game on both sides. But really, like they were saying at halftime, Paul Pierce said it was really Toronto's game to lose.
It was. I mean, it was Toronto's job to catch up because there were moments where, like at the beginning of the 4th quarter, when Van Gundy was saying like, okay, where's the offense coming from? Because basically everybody was resting. And it was like, what are you going to do, like, as far as the score? And, Cousins, when KD got hurt, Cousins had 9 points off the bench, and he was effective to a point, but he was making bonehead mistakes toward the end. So it was Toronto's to get back, because everybody, after KD got hurt, everybody was kind of
they were all in shock.
Yeah.
And then they were looking around like, oh shit. Because you can tell by everybody's reaction, because They didn't even know. I can tell because look at the bench points. The bench points was what 0. So the only people that were really scoring was the Splash Brothers.
The bench points was they went 30 of the 34 points they had. It was the first 34 points they had in the game. It was the Splash Brothers and KD 31, and the rest of the team 3. And then when KD got hurt, it was like, oh no! Everybody's like, no.
Yeah.
On the real though, you know what kind of made me mad? They were saying I was listening to, I was watching YouTube. I was watching YouTube, and I think the Athletic did like an article about Golden State Warriors. Like the locker room was kind of like wondering why KD isn't.
They were mad. They were mad at KD.
Yeah. Did you hear that report? That like, cause Chris Broussard was. Yeah, and I'm like, dog, like, what do you want him to do? So then, as soon as he's out there, and I get it, cause as soon as he was out there, he was doing he was doing good, and he shot a couple threes. This is gonna be. I'm gonna add like some stats to this by myself later, but this is just like a general reaction to what's going on. Kevin was doing well, like, you know what I'm saying, but like as soon as like Durant had 11 points before he got hurt, and he was 3 for 3. He was 3 for 3 3-pointer, like, because they didn't have him do a lot. They had him like just be open, and shoot.
Practice didn't go well.
Yeah.
His practice didn't go well, so they were concerned. The athletic director
was concerned, but then everybody, but then the team was like, "Why aren't you out there?"
Was bitching about it.
Yeah, and it's like, well, see now he probably ripped his Achilles for real, because quite honestly,
now I'd be mad at the motherfuckers because my damn teammates are complaining like little girls. My livelihood, you know, I was saying to do that. But because the pressure was so much, because everybody was complaining, hey, what's wrong there? Because I know they were saying, because I heard the announcer saying, well, Looney's out there, Looney has some issues.
Okay, well, let's explain. The Looney situation, he's playing with a cracked rib. You can still run with a cracked rib. You can still run with a cracked rib. You can. It hurts because you can't mess it up.
Yeah.
Like if you crack a rib, you can't.
Crack rib, you can't really breathe. And if you can't really breathe, it's hard to run. You can run, but it's definitely painful.
But that's what everybody was saying. Like he had a rib injury, but they were saying like you can't just. You're not gonna be able to mess it up because it's a rib injury. Like the only thing is, it's gonna be really, really hard for you to really. This is gonna be really, really painful because, like you said, you're not gonna be able to really run that much. And he went out there and he did his thing. And then Clay had the hamstring injury. Hamstring injuries, you either deal with the hamstring injury and just wait till it heals. You just gotta wait it out. With the calf quote unquote injury, which I still think is an Achilles. The first time he hurt it. That was probably a light tear. We don't want to say it was a full Achilles tear, but it was a light tear. You still can't move. Now they got him taking. They got him taking footage of him walking in a walking boot.
Oh, of course he's in a boot.
Yeah, you made it worse.
Yeah, see now that right there. I'd cut, even though that they won the game, I'd cut all my teammates out.
Bro, literally, that's what, I mean, not literally, but Doris Burke was like, yeah, there's raw emotion. Because he was cussing everybody out.
Because he was cussing everybody out. That's what he's thinking in his head. He's raw emotion means he's in the locker room dropping F-bombs.
All like the rest, as soon as he gets in his locker room, everybody's getting cussed out. Everybody.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I get it. I respect the fact that he went out there, but they knew. But first of all, I don't think they were honest with the injury. I don't think they were honest with the injury at all. I don't think I think anybody. First of all, it's his legacy too. It's not just the team.
Yeah,
So he wanted to be. So the fact that he didn't want to be out there, if that's the narrative that was said earlier today, that's ridiculous because it's the finals. You know what I'm saying? No matter, dude. No.
But think about it though. You got 2 championships already. I mean, you gonna risk your livelihood to get one more? Then what if he's done?
Well, I mean, I don't think he's done. Here's the deal. Here's the thing. It was set up for him to really do. It was set up for him to really do anything to really come back and like be the dude. Because Golden State without Kevin Durant, I'm tired of the whole Kevin Durant doesn't make Golden State better narrative. So because you saw it today, even though they ended up winning the game, you saw it today because in the first quarter, they seemed comfortable. Ball movement was better. It wasn't like we got to get crazy performances for Steph to win. Like, they didn't really. Now, the way they played was basically old school Warriors with Kevin Durant, which was fine. But normally, how they won before was, we're going to let Kevin Durant score 30 plus in order to win. So the idea that, and you were still seeing looks like, he had the ball, he's covered, and he's shooting over people. Like the idea that this team was better without them, it was a dumb argument. Just like the people that were saying like this team was bums without him. Like you still got Golden State, you still have Golden State, in the thing. You have Golden State there, so it's like, old school Warriors are still old school Warriors. They're still going to win. But it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, he clearly makes them better. So, I mean, I'm glad that, this is hard to say. All that narrative about him, they can win without him, is clearly a lie. Because they were on the ropes as the knockout punch was coming. It was, so he contributed. You can clearly see that they need him in the lineup in order for them to really be able
to where the offense is to where they don't have to worry. Now, can they win the series without Kevin? They might. No. Well, no. you are saying no?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. Negative. Nope. They escaped this one with the skin of their teeth. So Toronto's already proven they can win. They can beat Golden State at home. They beat them twice. He's, wasn't no problem.
Yeah.
So this is just a mere formality.
Yeah.
A mere formality played around with it.
Now, I truly believe that somebody's gonna have a miraculously game of the Splash Brothers, and they might force a Game 7. But then I don't know about the Game 7, bro, because dude, like. They could have won tonight.
In Toronto, I think.
Huh? Yeah, Game 7 is in Toronto. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I mean, they're F either way.
You have no faith in the Warriors at all. This Warriors hate is amazing to me.
So I mean, look at it's gonna be bad either way. We gonna take you home, beat you in your house, and then celebrate on your court with champagne, and y'all gonna be in the locker room crying like little girls, or you pull out one at home, we come back to our house and beat you, and then you're still going to be crying like little girls. Either way, they're going to be crying like little girls. So this is your formality now. You're going to go back to your house. What better way to embarrass them than beat them on their home floor and then celebrate on their home floor? And that'll be the last memory people will have will be them getting beaten on their home floor. And the last time that they'll be in that building is them getting beaten on their home floor. That'll be the last remaining image of them being in that building is getting beat on your home floor. Now, I think that's worse than anything. I'd rather be beat away from home than come back and be beaten on my floor in front of my fans, and that'll be the last time I'll be in that building. They're not making it. They're not making it out of They're not making it out of Oracle. It's done.
Although you did say that tonight Toronto was gonna get the chip.
Well, dude, it was done. It was. I mean, really, it was Toronto's game to lose. And if it wasn't for that, I mean, they could have taken a. If Van Vliet would have took that shot instead of Lowry, then they would have won. Because what I saw there was Van Vliet didn't have confidence, and he passed the ball to Lowry, which was he wasn't set yet. But Van Vliet was right there. He had, I think, a better line of sight to the basket. That was a lack of confidence on Van Vliet's part to go ahead and take the shot. That was to go ahead and take the shot. It's a 1 point lead. Go ahead and take the shot. Just take the 2-point shot. It's done with. 15 seconds. It's nothing. By the time Van Vliet would have taken the shot, it would have went in. Everybody would, as Golden State would have looked up, and by the time Golden State looked up and saw it go in the basket, the Van Vliet shot it and made it. They would have had to run down the court. By the time they throw the basket, the game's over. So 15 seconds is just enough for the Cats to shoot. Boom, that's it. It's not barely any time for any kind of reaction. So that's it. It was basically Toronto's game.
So angry.
This was just
so angry.
Lack of confidence on Van Vliet. Passing it to Larry, which was he was off foot. That was all that was. That was just a miscue on their part. But the game was over. It was done. So I didn't even. There's not even no need for me to even respond.
Hey man. The game ain't over till they get 0-0, and then when they got 0-0, Golden State won that bitch.
Yeah, they won just because of just a bad.
So we're not even gonna talk about the 9-0 run that Golden State was on.
Nah.
You're just come on, man.
That was nothing. That 9-0 run, it was down to 1 point. That 9-0 was a 1-point lead. Okay, I'll give you.
They was up by 6. You don't let that happen. Come on, like, dude, come on. Like you gotta give Golden State props, bro. You got to, and you got to give Golden State props with that last defensive sequence. Cause really, they could have folded. You got Draymond Green with the backcourt violation, and you got Cousins with the moving screen. They could have folded right there, but they didn't.
Yeah, they could have gave up and just let Toronto just go to the hole. They could have folded. They could have been deflated right there. But but it's okay. Like I said, they did a little bit. They did a little bit, But I'm still saying if Van Vliet would have had confidence and he would have just executed and took that shot, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been over. But he said Van Vliet.
Steph had 31. Clay had 26. Clay had 26. Durant had 11. Green had 11, 8 assists, and 10 rebounds. So he had a double-double. And Kawhi Leonard, let me go through the box score real quick. Siakam had 12. Kawhi had 26. He had 2 big 3-pointers in the fourth quarter for them to get the lead.
There was another 3-pointer. There was another 3-pointer that Kawhi took after that one.
Let's go.
That would have definitely, I think, would have sealed it.
Yeah, man. Like he was 2 for 7, and those 2 3-pointers were the clutch 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. It didn't matter. But I will say this though, with Toronto, they had 7 dudes in double figures, man. No, wait, they had 6. So yeah, it was Siakam, Leonard, Gasol, Lowry, and then Van Vliet had 11 and Ibaka had 15. So 6 players in double figures, and this is like the second game where that's happened. So I will give you this though. They have been able to beat Toronto at home. That's number 1. And number 2, in regards to a team, like their bench is way better than Golden State's bench. So and they have.
We never thought we would say that now, would we?
No, not at all.
We never thought that we would say that Toronto's bench is better.
I didn't really think because in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I said this. And I said this in a couple solo shows that I did. I didn't think Toronto was going to be as balanced as they was, because during the Eastern Conference playoffs, it was basically Kawhi Leonard and Siakam was inconsistent. And now you got 2 games in the finals where we've had 6 players in double figures at least twice.
Right, and that's like, what? Because nobody was expecting that. I mean, damn, look at Ibaka, Van Vliet, all this. You never would have thought they would have,
Cause Van Vliet, bro, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. There were times where nobody wanted to score, where it was literally like, we don't know what to do. Here, Kawhi, save us.
Yeah. Kawhi, do something. We can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, oh, it's the finals, and Lowry is like a different point guard now. I mean, he's just like, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. Like, and he's been able to, guard him and Van Vliet have been able to guard, like, Steph with the traps and stuff.
Yeah, but you would think that a bench player would be able to guard Steph as well as Van Vliet has. Even Lowry, I mean, they're doing an exceptional job. So yeah, like you said, you see them in the Eastern Conference, you would think that those the double players would come to be able to have such an impact and be in double figures and put up points like they put up in such a whole new Toronto team, like night and day.
Yeah, and that's what happened when in that blowout in Oakland where Danny Green had like 6 threes. And he had that 18 points, and they had 6 players in double figures. Like, that's what Toronto has.
Danny Green was off today.
Yeah, he's been off for the past 2 games. For the past 2 games, he's been off. But that's the thing. If you're a Toronto fan, take solace in the fact that they have 6 players that can basically snap off at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, to where they can consistently give Kawhi help. You know what I'm saying? And Kawhi can give you almost 30, even though he had 26. He can give you 30 plus. You got 6 guys that can basically score double figures. Whereas with Golden State, you're lucky if you get 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, DeMarcus Cousins. He got DeMarcus Cousins. I think he had. What did he have? He was coming off the bench. He had 14. He had 14 points, but it was like he has to be in the game for a prolonged period of time to get him.
He has to get warmed up. He's not one that can come off the bench and just add 8 points. You gotta get him in there.
Not consistently. I think he had 9 quick points off the bench. When KD first got hurt today. But normally, like, it's almost like you see that DeMarcus didn't. It was Looney that started today, or it was it was Iggy that was like the center. It was Iggy that was the center, and then Looney was first off the bench before Cousins was. Yeah. So I mean, if you have, they can easily beat Golden State in Oakland.
They're out there. They're going to beat them. This is a mere formality.
Wow.
You're going to beat them.
You're just
like, I'm just thinking about Toronto's first, run at an opportunity to get a championship. They can taste it. I do not foresee them messing this up. They're not going to give Golden State the opportunity to come back and possibly win. Of course, again, it's not going to, because they're going to have, even if they do manage to win Game 6, Game 7 is back in Toronto. So
yeah, I mean, dude, because they were down 3-1 after the night, and if they come back and they win 4-3, and they win a championship, this is just awesome, and it's good for Toronto if that was that, huh?
Yeah, it's good for Toronto.
If Toronto ends up losing this championship, then it's good that Toronto lost the championship if they lose, because we know Kawhi Leonard's not going to be there. So it would suck that, like, they win and it's like, yay, we won, and then Kawhi like leaves and goes to LA now. But yeah, man,
but he's not leaving. If they win the championship, he ain't leaving.
you think he's gonna stay? You honestly think he's gonna stay?
Yeah, why would man? Shit, you ain't championship. The front office will, man, they will give you whatever you want.
It's not one. We gotta see. We have to see if they have the cap space to sign him. That's one. And two, like you do realize they're in Canada and you get taxed twice, and he's from Los Angeles, so it's like because that's a different country. So you get the Toronto tax, the Canada tax, and their tax like laws there, like they get, I don't know what the percentage is, but they get taxed like crazy up there, and you gotta pay because the NBA is an American company. You get America taxes and you get Canadian taxes. You get hit twice. Plus he's from Los Angeles, and he said he wants to. He would actually kind of want to be, because he wanted to get traded to California, like not the Lakers but the Clippers. So I don't know if he's gonna stay, and I just feel like if Toronto wins, I'll be happy for him, because that's cool. But I would just feel like that doesn't seem right that Toronto win a championship and then Kawhi leaves and goes to the Clippers or goes to California, and then Toronto basically becomes blah.
Well, I mean,
because if he,
that may just be what's gonna happen. This may be their one and only championship shot, and they win it, and then he leaves. Yeah, that may be it. That may be all she wrote. Because, like you said, they may not have the cap space to sign them again. So this may be their one and only opportunity. That's why I don't foresee them Toronto messing this up. Because this may be their one and only championship.
Hey man, if Golden State messed it up against Cleveland a couple years ago, then I can totally see Toronto messing up against Golden State. Like I have no doubt in my mind that Golden State has a shot. I refuse to just give the title to Toronto. Like, this has been a dogfight of a series, and like they gonna have to, and they got to go to Oakland. We going to 7. At the very least, we going to 7 games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I can't stretch that far to say 7.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Toronto's already beat them twice to stay home, so I think it's just a mere formality. I mean, if it does go 7 games, then that means that Toronto had like an implosion and they just dropped the ball.
Yes, like they did. Yes, they had an implosion. Yes, they did.
Yeah. Well, this one was, there was a little boo-boo here. They had a little boo-boo, but I don't think they're going to make that boo-boo twice in a row. They've proven that they're good in execution. They said a little boo-boo here. I don't see them making another boo-boo on the second game.
So you gonna buy a Toronto cap if they win?
We might as well wave the Toronto flag right now. Game 6 is done. I think it's more embarrassing for them to come to your house and beat you on your floor, and that'll be the last impression that fans have. The last time you in your building, you get beat. You just get knocked out punch. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the Splash Brothers on the ropes, and then Toronto just boom with the right, just knock it down, and they'll be on the mat. Next thing they'll be looking up at the lights. They'll be out. They're on the ropes now. So that'll be the knockout punch will be game 6. I said it's over.
All right, man. We have taken a deep dive in Golden State hate and Toronto faux love and faux fandom. But man, I just wanted to get
Yeah. I'm more of a spoiler. I'm really a Mavericks fan, people, just to be clear. But since the Mavericks ain't in it, I'm a spoiler. Anybody but Golden State. So that's what I'm on right now.
So you genuinely hate Golden State for well, do you hate Golden State or you just tired of them winning?
Yeah, I don't hate them. I say I'm just tired of them winning. I want to see the underdogs win. I want to see somebody else win. Yeah.
So this is,
I don't hate them. You gotta respect them for their talent. They do got two talented players, and it is somewhat of an accomplishment to 5 times in a row, be in the finals.
be in the finals.
Like they said, like it's been said, the only other team in history to do that was the Celtics, the 57 through 66 Celtics. 1957 to 1966 Celtics were the ones that did that. And, so it is somewhat of an accomplishment to do it in this day and time, because now the league is more diverse. Because back then, 50 through the 66, it was more, you had whites and blacks, and, everybody knew white people couldn't jump, so black people had to feel.
Wait a minute, you just went racist. Come on, man.
Everybody knew that, but,
On Durant, it's an Achilles injury. Yeah, you messed up his Achilles. His Achilles is done. Like, it's an Achilles injury. Bob Myers, the GM of the Golden State Warriors, just said it's an Achilles injury. I got it on mute, so I can't listen to the because I'm not trying to get. Yeah, it's an Achilles injury, which we knew it was an Achilles injury in the first place. I don't know why they were lying in the first place. Now you messed up his Achilles.
Yeah, they kept saying calf.
No, but if you look at what he was holding or what he was like, whatever, like it was where his Achilles was. It wasn't his calf. It was where his Achilles was. Come on, man.
I knew it was his Achilles.
We all did. We all did. I said when it happened, everybody was like, I said on Facebook and Twitter, it was his Achilles. I said it was his Achilles back then. And then you made a deal, and then today, man, I'm mad about that, bro. Like they made a deal about that today. Okay.
Yeah. See, I don't like that. They be lying to people. They think people stupid. Everybody could see on tape when he originally injured his Achilles.
Everybody said it. Like Reggie Miller said it on the broadcast. It's an Achilles.
Right.
They said it. We all said it because we all watched Kobe go through it. We all knew it. And now, okay, it might not be a complete, Achilles rupture or whatever, but he wasn't ready. They knew he wasn't ready because really, if he was ready to go, if he's ready to go, you put him in the situation for game 4. But you put him out here, he wasn't ready. They knew he wasn't ready because the workout didn't go well today.
Right.
Or yesterday. The workout didn't go well yesterday. So you put him out there and he didn't even last the quarter.
Yeah, he didn't even last the quarter. I was like, man, again, I'd be mad at everybody in the front office. I'd be mad at my teammates. That's why the code word was there's a lot of raw emotion. There's a lot of raw
emotion because he was cussing at everybody in there. And if I'm the Warriors, the teammates, I'm apologizing. Profusely and like, dude, no, because I'm pretty sure they're still gonna give him. He's still gonna get a big contract, but that's messed up the years because if I'm anybody, if I'm giving him a contract, for next year. I'm not going to give him a major deal. I'm only going to give him maybe like a 3-year deal.
Right. Because I know he's injured now. So yeah, I know he has an issue.
And you don't even know, dude. Those Achilles things those can be, I think, 6-month injuries. Like, he's not going to be ready for next season if it's a full Achilles tear or tendon. If it's a full injury, I think that's 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. So he ain't gonna be ready. So this is cutting into his opportunity. Like again, if it's me and I'm a player, I'm thinking about my career versus going in to play in a game 5 just because my teammates are complaining. I'm thinking about my livelihood. That trumps everything.
Especially if you know you're not. I respect the fact that
he's not gonna be there. He's leaving. So if you know he's leaving, why do you care? I mean, damn, you got 2 championships already. You know, like, forget that shit. Let them go ahead and do that shit. You know, if they win, they win. If they don't, I mean, if they really wanted to secure the championship, they wouldn't have dropped 2 games at home. But he was taking a risk to be out there. No, you got your championships. You know, if you win, and now it's really up to his teammates. Should have been like, you know what, KD, don't worry about it. We got it. We know that you still rehabbing. We're not going to be crying like little girls and expect you to come out here and risk your livelihood to save our butt. Because we don't know what we do.
Especially when we all know that takes about almost a year to heal up from. A hammy, you just gotta play through the hammy. You have to. And then with Looney's situation, like we said earlier, that's a broken bone. So it's like there's nothing you can really do to mess that up. So you can go ahead and play through it. But with KD for most of the first quarter, he played through it. But you injured that worse.
Yeah.
Man. But anyway, man, like we've swam down, Golden State hate long enough. I appreciate you being on here with me, man. I wanted to get your like raw reaction to this game. I'm pretty sure Thursday, if there's going to be a win, then you're going to be dancing on their graves. So you'll probably hear Kingsley again on this show. Yeah, and then we'll do the round table, which is Kingsley's project, which isn't about sports, it's about like disability stuff. We'll hear that. What'd you say? This weekend? It's Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Saturday, I'll be officially launching the State of the Roundtable Disability Population. So, roundtable discussion about disability issues. I'll be your host, Kingsley Ogbogu. So that'll be happening on Saturday. Lord willing.
And I'll be part of the panel discussion. And if you've been following me on YouTube, you'll hear someone else. You'll probably hear someone else on the show. We don't know yet, but my former co-host may make an appearance.
Right, yeah. So some people I may have some extra guests on the show may make an appearance. Hadn't really finalized it yet, but we'll see. But yeah, it was good. Thank you for having me as a guest on here. Talk sports and swim down Golden State hate a little bit. And what happens with Game 6.
All right, man. In Game 6, if they lose, you would definitely be getting a phone call from me because I want to hear you cackle about them losing.
Oh yeah, I'll be cackling about the Golden State demise come Thursday because it's going to happen.
All right.
Yeah,
so.
All right.